Oh man. Never thought I'd miss my alarm clock.
Arizona Sunshine is a game that lives large in the memories of VR gamers. It was the very first game to really set the benchmark for what a VR shooter could be, catapulting developer Vertigo Games to the forefront of this new gaming frontier. But the march of time is often very cruel for games at the start of a generation or at the forefront of a technological leap. So, Arizona Sunshine Remake might only be 8 years on from the original, but unlike with the PS4 remasters on PS5, we're still at a place with VR where there can be an absolute world of difference made. We've been playing the remake on PSVR 2 and PS5, before stepping over to PC to compare it to the original game, though also using PSVR 2. That obviously makes for a pretty big difference when comparing the two of the game on the original PSVR with the various controller compromises that version had to make, whether that was playing with a DualShock 4 just to get the analog motion or using the two-handed aim controller. Obviously, PSVR 2, it now has the full independent controllers, both with analog sticks, so you can pick whichever movement options you prefer. The simple facts are that GPUs are now massively more powerful than they were at the start of VR and much more capable of rendering at high frame rates with high detail to support VR, and headsets and controllers themselves are also much more refined. This has allowed for a lot of improvements as they've rebuilt this game, bringing the advancements for Arizona Sunshine 2 back to the original game. There is much better lighting, there is much better texture quality, water rendering, improved zombie models, heck, they've even made the rubber duckies look like the actual size of rubber duckies and not those weirdly shaped yellow blobs from the original. There's some changes and tweaks to the level design that you might notice as well, adding a mote of extra interactivity as they've gone through. You can now climb up and down ladders physically instead of just blinking to the top or the bottom, though this will lead to the hilarious view of your co-op partner spookily floating up the ladders with their unmoving legs. Things like the radio are also a little more nuanced and interactive, and as you go from the bridge to the car park towards the start of the game, there's a new path that you can cut through, there's dumpsters in that car park that you can open up, and more little touches beyond this. Even your guns are much more interactive. You can still have a simple reload system, but the default active reload has you eject, insert a new magazine from your belt, and then pull it back to cock it. That's compared to just ejecting and then swiping at your ammo belt from the original game release. Grenades also have you actually pull a pin before throwing. It's all just much more engaging and fraught, though again, there's thankfully game options so that you can match this to your preference. Speaking of which, one of those huge areas of improvement comes from giving more general VR controls and comfort settings to the players. This has gone hand in hand with players now being much more used to VR and kind of getting their sea legs with virtual motion. Free locomotion can pretty much be the standard for Arizona Sunshine Remake as opposed to teleportation, and Vertigo Games has also removed the harsh flash to black when doing one of those angled jump turns of 45 degrees or 60 degrees. Another nice thing is that Vertigo Games has also been able to kind of rebalance the general gameplay flow and experience that you've got. You get much quicker access to having a rifle in your hands instead of just having pistols for the first stretch of the story. So yeah, Arizona Sunshine Remake is the real deal, bringing the original game back up to the new standards of its sequel. As an overall experience, it might not be raising the bar beyond current VR landmarks like Half-Life Alyx, or we can hope the upcoming Metro Awakening VR, and you do miss having a canine companion in this original game, unless of course you get your co-op buddy to woof and bark at the zombies as you're playing, but that's between you and them. Arizona Sunshine Remake though is well worth revisiting, and especially with this full remake having just a $10 upgrade fee to completely overhaul the experience. If you've just got the base game, then that $10 is pretty much all that you'll be paying for the 2 DLC packs, which are bundled in with the remake anyway. That's all that we've got for this little video comparison between Arizona Sunshine and its remake. If you want to catch our full review, head over to the6axis.com, and before you go, make sure to do the usual YouTube things of liking, subscribing, you know the drill by now, and so hopefully we will see you again soon. Goodbye.
Bit behind you.
This ain't working. I'm gonna need more punch. Let's see what we can work with.